confidence. The prize fighter was a one-off, and a totally different discipline, of course. All about aggression, not about defensive work.
Yeah, well, they're both doing a little bit of slipping and sliding now, just trying to cut down the damage, putting a little bit more thought into what they're doing, not just standing in each other's faces. Still top quality.
Cagey stuff. Buckland being a little bit more circumspect when he's throwing the big punches now. They're not coming quite as much as they were earlier. And he just tried to land a right hand there, and Buckland slipped it.
I think if Buckland starts to stand off, then the fight could start to tilt in Sykes' favour. I think he has to be in Sykes' face, has to commit himself, has to initiate the attacks.
Nice left to the body, followed by right upstairs from Buckland. Good accurate punches. And there's that right to the body again from Sykes. Now right upstairs, and Buckland being made to miss. Decent little spell this for the champion. And then just as you think one guy is starting to find a rhythm, the other one comes back. That was good from Buckland.
Sykes still not able to bring the jab into play. He does have a decent jab. I thought now that the pace has slowed that little bit, we'd see more of that, but we're not.
Good right hand from Buckland. Oh, that was a nice right uppercut. Still landing some really punishing single shots here, Buckland, and enough of them as well to catch the eye. Never mind wear down the opponent, but to catch the eye of the three scoring judges. Some good work with the jab as well, and that was a terrific left hand, and Sykes really felt that on the bell. Just for a moment there, you saw the head drop, and then the bell sounded. It came at a very, very good time for the champion.
A round off when you're a couple of rounds down. Yeah. Does that make any sense to you? No. Right? Why did you do that? Why aren't you going to work? You stop punching now. You stop punching.
When I went for it,
listen, it doesn't matter, right? Yeah. You're going to drop this fight on points because you just stopped working.
Taking his hand in that corner, right? We're winning, do we? They were enjoying it, right? Let's get out there and find another gear.
Another tremendous round, but I feel it was another round where the punches, you remember, came from Buckland, digging them in, uppercuts, hooks, showing the imagination, whereas Sykes seemed to be reacting to what Buckland did in that round. I think he's going to have to take the initiative a bit more, or his title could be disappearing.
Yeah, the balance of power tilted again at the end of that last round, didn't it? It really did, and you were saying earlier, Jim, that you thought it might be Buckland that might tire the longer it went on. Well, Sykes was certainly looking a bit weary then, and you just wonder about the accumulative effect of these punches that Buckland has been landing right from the first bell.
I just think Buckland is the one who's gritting his teeth that little bit harder and forcing it out. That's what you have to do in this kind of fight. This is not a fight for the smooth skills. You have to bite on that gum shield and just grind out a performance. In that round, Buckland, for me, looked to the ones able to do that.
And he's outworking Sykes in the early stage of round 8 here as well, the challenger. And Sykes needs to find a response. That's a decent left hand. Oh, stuns Buckland a little bit with that two-punch combination. You won't see that too often.
Yeah, but we haven't seen enough good, clean punches like that from Sykes. You know, he's catching the top of the head above the ear.
Oh, sucking shots coming in from Buckland to the midsection again, and now we've got some tape working loose on the left glove of Sykes.
Well, Sykes is not taking command in this round. Again, not a lot to split them, but Buckland is still the one just giving a little bit more, just trying to get himself into the driving seat.
Well, Sykes is not boxing to order as a right hand comes in. There's no question about that. Now, whether that's because Buckland just won't let Sykes box the way he wants to, or whether he's just not listening to his corner. But this is not what Gary Sykes wanted to be doing in round 8. He wanted to be using his superior skills to just dominate and pick his opponent off, and it's not happening.
Still defensive lapses from Sykes, not tight enough, especially when he's throwing shots.
That was better from Sykes. And that's the problem he's got. Buckland can take his best stuff. There was a moment earlier in this round that you just thought maybe Buckland got hurt and just missed with an uppercut there. That really could have been interesting if he'd hit the button.
And then he walked onto a shot, Buckland, just as he was letting that punch go. But still, again, he's the one biting down, just trying to grind it out of himself.
Solid body shots from Buckland. And there's another one. And then he switches it upstairs. Clever stuff from Buckland. And you've got to say, it's a decent round again for Gary Buckland. So much for Gary Sykes running away with it in the second half. That is not panning out.
Better round, right? It's a better round. You're just going to have to take him there and see if his heart can do it, all right? Because he had the incentive early on. You're giving him those rounds, and there you stood with him and you're showing him, look, you're going to have to drag this title from me.
The stats show that Buckland is outscoring Sykes.
Step to the right down over the top. You listening? Listen, tell me what you're going to do.
It really reflects what your card was saying earlier.
You know, you have to take quality into the equation as well. It's not just who can throw the most punches. I felt in a lot of the close rounds, Buckland was throwing real eye-catching punches, uppercuts, hooks, you know, right hands over the top, solid right hands. We haven't seen as much of that from Sykes. So in the close rounds, sometimes I've leaned it towards Buckland because of that.
As we go into round 9, Gary Buckland still looking really fresh. As we go into the trenches. Who can dominate these last 4 rounds? Can one of these fellas assert their superiority? We weren't really expecting a repeat of prize fighter. We were never going to get that. Inside right hand from Buckland. And followed up with a decent combination as well. It's Sykes that's struggling with the range a little bit here.
There's a kind of slackness about Sykes' boxing. Buckland's that little bit tighter. You know, the chin's down in between the shoulders. When he's throwing punches, he's keeping his chin down. There's a looseness at times about Sykes' boxing, and that's why he's taking so many big shots on the chin.
I like some of the work we're seeing from Buckland, the variety of it as well. Tony Borg was saying it's not necessarily the power with this fella, it's the accuracy that does the damage. And he's certainly finding some accuracy with those right hands to the body in this round.
Yeah, those pay dividends in this kind of fight, in this kind of heat. Buckland just keeps pumping out the shots, again biting down on the gum shield and grinding out what's required. Good right hand.
Sykes felt that one, and all the strategy that they went in with in this fight is going out the window.
There was a demoralised look on Sykes' face for that shot, as though, where did that come from? What is going on here? He knows he's losing his grip on this.
Yeah, this is not going according to the script. And Sykes just keeps pounding away at the body, then switching upstairs. And the one thing we do know is Sykes does not have the power to stop Gary Buckland, who is really strong at super feather. The only 2 defeats that Buckland's ever had are at lightweight.
But we expected him to have the engine, and that hasn't been evident. I mean, Buckland has really set the pace, who has put full power into so many of the shots in the early round. He's still full of fire, but he's the one with a title to win tonight. Sykes is trying to hang on to what he's got, but they should maybe remind him his Lonsdale belt is at stake here tonight.
Well, it's the kind of fight Gary Buckland wanted, isn't it? This is going exactly the way he wanted it. And has Tony Borg come up with another master plan? He did it last week for Lee Selby, who was a huge underdog against Stephen Smith in the other guy's backyard. Is Borg going to be 2 for 2 tactically?
Good body shot from Sykes.
Well, back comes Buckland.